Howdy, folks, and welcome back to WandaVision, episode 2. We just saw episode 1, so again, my big questions are, when are we going to find out that there's more to it than just the sitcom, right? When are we going to get a little more of the big story? We got hints at it. We got the couple coming over, the boss and his wife coming over, and kind of like almost a malfunctioning robot. And I don't know if other people caught this, but it seemed to me that when the wife was saying, stop it, at the end she turned and she was looking at Wanda and saying, stop it, which I think is a strong indication that she is the one doing this, which we kind of figured. Whether or not somebody is making her do it or triggering her into doing it, or it's just her grief. We don't know. Some people are also, after the first episode released, I went to sleep, then woke up, watched a couple of reactions to episode 1. And some other people are saying that there's a possibility, and in the comments as well, some people are saying there's a possibility that that the people that we see, like the boss and his wife and the coworkers and stuff, and the neighbor, that they're all people who actually are alive and actually live near where Wanda was when she did this thing, and she's altering who they are as she's altering the world around her. That's an interesting thought, that they're not just fabrications. Pretty cool. I kind of like that, so we'll see where that goes. But hoping in this episode we don't just get stuck in sitcom world again, and we actually find out some more. Maybe we see what's happening with the sword people, because we backed away from the screen and saw the sword logo. Maybe we'll hear from them this episode, or it's just going to be more sitcom. Oh, first thing, does the intro change? Let's find out. Right? Does it change? Does the decade change? Does it change at the beginning of the episode or later on during this episode? Or will it change in kind of a teaser, and then the intro will come with the new date in it, or the new time period, the new show? Let's find out.
Previously on WandaVision.
Starting out in the old show.
What was that?
The sitcom jokes and gags and things and the dialogue was cute in the first episode. It's getting kind of old. I really wish they'd move on a little bit.
Wells might be up to.
Okay, now it's very much Bewitched. But the dress looks 60s.
Keep going.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they definitely graduated out of the 50s. They're in the 60s now. Color. That's important. We saw that last episode with the toaster, was it? It had the red light, and now we're getting more color. I mean, it's going to turn into an evolution into color for the show. I get that. But is it also symbolic of the real world creeping in or something? And what is that? Let's see if she finds out. Toy helicopter. Okay. That's period, though. I mean, early 60s, mid 60s, whenever this is. Early 60s, probably. Yeah. That's kind of period. I mean, it looks like a 50s toy. Maybe early 60s toy. Oh, sword. The sword logo. Right there. Sword logo. We'll get there eventually. Number 57 mean anything? Heinz 57? I don't know what 57 would mean. Maybe that's like the real comic book nerds will probably say that. Yeah, that issue number 57 of, something. I don't know. Maybe issue 57 of S.H.I.E.L.D. comic or something was when Sword was introduced or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's almost as if they sent a real helicopter in, isn't it? And her suppressed, I'm not going to say suppressed powers. She's using her powers, but I mean, whatever is causing this altering of reality. Maybe they sent in a real helicopter, and she subconsciously turned it into a toy. And maybe it was the real helicopter making the noise that they heard. Oh. Is this the woman who got shot out? I don't remember. The black and white's not helping, and the period hair is not helping. It's as if she's a real person who is this illusion, this altered reality is not fully working. It's like she she's acting kind of like this is a dream, or she has a dream of her real life or something. I actually don't know what I'm doing here. And then she hesitates on her name. When she gives her name, she kind of hesitates for a second, like she's trying to figure out what it is. I'm Geraldine. Hi.
Geraldine.
Yeah, and she remembers it, and it's like, oh yeah, that's who I'm supposed to be, sort of thing. So that's, again, little tidbits, but basically it's still kind of in the sitcom framework, and it's kind of wearing on me. I kind of hope they get out of here. I know they won't, because I know the trailers make it quite clear that for a long time at least, the show goes through many iterations of sitcoms. It next goes into color and goes into the 70s, I think. And then there's an 80s version, maybe even a 90s version. So I don't think we're going to get completely out of this thing until maybe the last episode. I'm hoping it's sooner, but that's the feeling I'm getting. Oh, so the guy's just a gossip. Yeah, I was going to say, it's neighborhood watch is just guys gossiping. It's kind of weird, but okay. For those ladies out there, guys don't tend to gossip much like this. It's kind of strange.
And your husband. Well, I don't know.
Wait a minute. Is that Emma Caulfield? That looks and sounds like Emma Caulfield from Buffy. I love Emma Caulfield. I hope it is. Oh, here we go. Through the radio. Wanda, can you hear me? Little bleed through. Cool. That's Emma Caulfield.
Who are you?
Whoa. Who is that? Who are you? She's now breaking out of it too. So the altered reality that Wanda's in, whether she's making it herself or somebody is doing it to her, whatever, is kind of cracking. And when it does, the people in here start getting confused. Red.
Is never fully dressed.
Another commercial, huh?
Important accessory.
Hydra. Yeah, it is clever and cute.
That was my grandmother's piano.
I'm gonna look like a fool if that's not Emma Caulfield, but I'm really glad if it is that she's in a Marvel production. I'm just happy for her. I loved her from Buffy.
Of the planet. What?
Oh boy, Wanda's now pregnant.
Vision.
Which I know, I'm enough of a Marvel fan to know that in the comics, Wanda and Vision had twins, I think, and they were created by her, obviously since he can't make them. But they were real kids that she gave birth to. So maybe that's actually going to happen here, or is just an altered reality in the sense that when things return to the normal reality, whatever children she may have just go away. I don't know. I guess we probably won't. Well, we might find that out in this series, or we'll find that out in the next movie.
It's that damn tree again.
That's Sword. That's Sword. That noise is going to be Sword again. And her reality shield is preventing them from getting through. Oh, manhole cover.
What is that?
So I think they're right. The people who had the theory that this is a reality changed around her where she was already living or where she happened to be. And so that they somehow came in through the sewers, I'm guessing. So that's going to be Sword, maybe? Or somebody from Sword? Or not. Maybe it's just a beekeeper. She's rewinding the tape? A color, yay! So she rewound it, kind of like Doctor Strange would with the Time Stone, but it's not a Time Stone thing, it's just the reality. I think the rewinding is just kind of our way of them to tell us that she's going back to a point previously, but she's not really going back in time, right? She's just altering the reality again, right? Color has arrived. You know, this is also kind of cool because, again, those who know about television, American television history, and I know that in the comments it was also pointed out that folks who aren't from the North America, I guess, because Canadians would probably know it too, and Mexicans probably. The history, this is really cool because this episode was supposed to be in the 60s, and in the 60s is when the transition really happened from black and white to color. A lot of series that happened in the 60s, including Bewitched, right? I think the first season of Bewitched was black and white, and then the rest was color or something like that. That transition from black and white to color happened in the 60s, so it's kind of cool that they put that in the 60s sitcom version of WandaVision. That's pretty cool. So the question is, what happened to the beekeeper? It definitely Bewitched. What happened to the beekeeper? Obviously it really wasn't really a beekeeper, I wouldn't think. When she altered reality back to the previous state, basically, if that was a sword agent coming through trying to get inside, maybe he was the beekeeper to try to blend in or something. I don't know. What happened? When the reality changed, did he die? Was he expelled? Kind of like in the trailer where we see the woman being expelled out of the bubble. Is that what happened? And in the, I'm not going to look forward, but in the, it's like 5 minutes of credits, so in a minute or so left of the show, maybe we'll find out. Here we go again.
Who's doing the C1?
Nope. It just went to the end. Is there a post-credits? We didn't really get a post-credit last time, but I do really dig these credits where they're the RGB, not RBG, RGB credits. I really dig that. And it's filmed in Georgia. Cool. A lot of shows are if they're not in British Columbia. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's it. No post-credit scenes or anything like that. So, it is kind of, it's dragging out the sitcom thing, and we're in the 60s color now. So next will be the 70s color, and then I think there's an 80s. There might even be a 90s. Are they going to do those both next episode? Or are they going to pad it out and, do 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes? How many episodes are there of the show? 6 or 8? I can't remember now. I don't have a resource handy for me to check. I mean, I do, but I don't want to stop. Are they going to do that? Are they going to stretch it out like that with just introducing little tiny little hints and things like that? Because the trailer showed more, right? It showed outside. Like I said, it showed the woman being expelled from the bubble. It showed the scene where the Halloween scene and the scene where Vision talks to the neighbor and she says, "You're dead." All of that, it can be within the sitcom context, but when are we going to get out of the sitcom context? That's kind of what I'm getting at, and find out what this whole story is. Is this story? I don't know. Would you feel disappointed if this story really is just about Wanda dealing with her grief and the world she created around it, and then Sword trying to help her because she's an asset, right? To get out of it, thinking that somebody else is doing it to her, but she's doing it to herself, and the whole purpose of this series is just a way for her to deal with that trauma and kind of work through her issues. And Sword and the outside people are just a mechanism for her to do that. And then it ends basically with not necessarily her being okay with Vision gone, but with her having dealt with it to the point where she can continue on. And that's it. That's the purpose of the series. Or do you want like a real big bad to appear and her to have to actually fight them or something? Do you expect Vision to come out of this? Because Wanda could theoretically make another Vision, right? With her powers? Now, he wouldn't have the stone in his head, because I don't think she can make one of those. But she could make him, couldn't she? Will he come out of it? Will the child or children that she appears to be on course to have, will they make it out of it? Huh. I don't know what I want. I want I want something more meaningful than, not to downplay, somebody dealing with loss like this, tragic loss, and the trauma. But I want something more than just this being her therapy, the entire thing just being her therapy. I want a little bit more than that, personally. So if it's just that, and she comes out of it, nothing's really radically altered, there was no big bad fight or anything like that, I think I'll probably be a little disappointed. What about you guys? What are you hoping to get out of the show? And what did you like about this episode? And what are you looking forward to? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.